Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday. Welcome to Central Valley Talk Live. We are live and local every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District Studios inside the Mike Briggs building. It is the 8th, right? Is today the 8th of March? Yes, it is the 8th of March, but it's also International Women's Day. So shout out to women everywhere. It's your day. I've got daughters.
I have daughters.
You have daughters?
I have daughters.
All right. Oh, you have two. How old are yours now?
Well, they're a little older. They're adults. I won't tell you. They won't let me say. I'll tell you that.
My daughters are okay at this point that I can tell their age. They'll be 6
And
in
a lot
May.
of granddaughters.
And,
so.
yeah, oh, you do? And granddaughters. All right. Well, shout out to my wife, to my girls, my sister, my mom, and
Absolutely.
shout out to all your ladies in your life.
That's right. They were very happy for them.
Yes.
They contribute. It'd be surprising how much women contribute to your life.
Right.
You know, for a man, you know, it puts a softness, you know, to your life and to your personality and to your relationships. And women allow you to kind of learn things that you wouldn't learn otherwise. You know, men don't teach men necessarily. We learn really from women in terms of relationships and making decisions and planning ahead. You know, we are so competitive man to man, but we forget the idea of cooperation and coordination and softness in relationships. Women contribute. We have to just listen, though.
And Dr. Hedberg, it's so funny because this morning I saw that it was International Women's Day on the Today Show. I was watching the Today Show, and I was thinking, man, I so want to do this. By the end of the day, I want to journal about the women in my life, and it's so funny that you came here today to talk about journaling randomly.
Journaling, and that is a
plan
topic.
This.
That is a topic. Journaling is really that. It's a place to park your story. And, you know, if you want to park your story about the women in your life, this is a place to do it. In the same way that you can write a journal and parking other stories of your life, of successes you've had, failures you've had, traumas that you've had in your life. And that's what journaling is all about. It's to kind of take the life events and the people of your life and put them into a format by which you can recall later in life and review and reflect on and share with others and pass on to your grandkids and your next generation. That's what journaling is all about. I mean, it's a selfish act in the sense of it's your life that you're reflecting on, but you're really doing it for somebody else. And I think it's a good thing in the sense of looking at it as for women in your life, you know, for your grandkids coming through. They can read about you and read about the things that you've experienced. And if you don't write it down, all those experiences are lost. And the other part of it is journaling allows us to analyze our life, to think it through in the sense of where we did well, where we didn't do so well, experiences that we'd like to repeat and those that we would not want to repeat.
Yeah.
Experiences that we just want to record and let it go into history. Experiences that we want to rethink and redo and reorganize and plan for the future and kind of develop a different way of approach in future. So journaling is a way for us to kind of get our mind around our life and our experiences and plan for the future and live a better life in the future. It's a transitional point.
It sets you up.
Yeah, it sets you up for the future. And it allows you to move away from the past. So that's why I call it a transitional time in your life. So yeah, you really should journal. The other thing we find is that people who journal really have less depression, less anxiety. You know, it really is a healing balm. Okay. So it's something that, you know, allows you to take a trauma and process it. Take a difficult, stressful event and process it. So you come out with a better mental health picture after you've journaled. So journal.
Now, you also have you're a psychologist.
Yes.
And do you, with many of your patients, encourage them to journal?
Yes. Many of them do.
Okay.
Journaling is not something you do every single day. You know, some people journal just periodically. Some people journal maybe weekly. I have known people who journal virtually every day. That's how they end their day. But very few people do that. Most people journal on a periodic basis. And then may spend maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes recording an event or recording a time frame in their life and then just putting that aside and moving on. Like it's kind of like finishing a task, finishing a part of your life, putting a period, putting an exclamation mark on the story of your life.
Yeah.
That's what journaling is all about.
It's interesting because I feel like back in the 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s,
Yes.
it was so normal. Like
Yeah.
everybody had a journal.
Oh yes, oh yes, yeah. Two things about that, and I've written a book on that point too. People in those years not only journaled, but they developed mottos of life. They've developed creeds of life. They had rules for living. This is the way I live, and this is the way our family lives, and this is the identity of our family. So, yeah, when you go back into history, people really took life seriously. And they wanted to record it. They wanted to unify not only their family, but unify their communities, their cities, their state, their country. I mean, the Rockefellers are a good example of that. They had a tremendous life creed that I've read, 10 points. Abraham Lincoln, 15 points of how to live life. Yeah. And then they followed those ways of living. So journaling today is that kind of an idea. It kind of helps you just think it through. How now shall I live? And if you can move beyond what it has been, because a lot of times life is not very favorable and very pleasant.
It's tough.
But so you record it, you park it, and then move on in your life. And so you move on to a better experience and hopefully a happier experience in life, but a more meaningful experience, really.
Do you feel, though, like because of the internet, because of these stupid things, these phones, people kind of take journaling for granted, maybe, and they think, well, I'm on my phone, so I'm doing some kind of...
Like to have a history there in some ways. Well, that's maybe true. Maybe there's a little bit of a history, just in the sense of what you do. But it certainly doesn't record the effect on your life or the effect on the way that you think or the changes that take place within you as an individual in your personality and your structure of life. That goes beyond whatever any cell phone, can do. That takes time to just think it through. And a journal causes you to do that. So you open a journal and you have a page that's kind of blank, and you have a question that you want to answer, or you have an event that you just want to record, and you write that down, and it might be bullet points, it might be just keywords, it might be a whole description, might be a paragraph, might be only a sentence, but just something to capture, that event. That's why I say it's a place to park your story, to park your thought, to park your idea, to park your hope, to park your purpose, to park your dream, and then go for it.
Somebody that has never journaled before, walk them through how easy this can be and not scary.
Yeah. Obviously I have a book that has been written for people to journal in.
Yep.
So obviously I would say, yeah, that's the thing to do. But take any notebook, any piece of paper, just a blank sheet of paper, and just write down for today something that is memorable, something that you want to either comment on or think about or talk about or just record. And then tomorrow do another page, do the same thing. And then over time you'll write more and you'll write more, but there's no rule that you have to write 10 words or you have to write 10 sentences. You just write down a thought and just enough to capture today's experience, today's lesson, and then put it aside. And clip it together, and you can do them by the week, or do it by the month, or do it by the year. And a lot of books are written that way. It's a kind of a year's journal, and just go ahead and do it. I did this one kind of on a 100-day basis. So commit to 100 days. It's good to commit because then you're more likely to do it. Whether it's 100 days or it's 10 days, but just commit to do it and get started. Yeah. And let other people see it. It's not a private thing that it's a secret world. Journal is really something to be shared, to be passed on to the next generation, to your grandkids, to your next generation. So that's really the idea. Kind of write for somebody else, write for posterity, write for the future. That helps.
My wife and I, our 10-year wedding anniversary is coming up in May, and we our spot in California is Mendocino.
Oh yes.
And so we stay at the Mendocino Hotel,
yes.
And we're going to be going there this year. But they've got journal after journal after journal where people write, over years of people staying at the hotel and just writing their experience. And it's just so cool.
Yes. Well, you know, people used to do that.
Yeah.
You know, when you came to a person's home, in the living room, right by the front door, was a journal. And you wrote your name and you wrote the date.
Yep.
And you could write a little comment. And then they kept that for the whole year, and then next year, no, that was common.
Yeah.
In the early 1900s and 1800s, very common. Everybody that came to your house wrote in something. And
we should bring that back.
You have a history. We ought to.
That's cool.
Well, it connects people.
I know.
And it gives you a sense of what's happened during the course of the year. The people that have come in and out of your life over the course of the year.
Sure.
In the enrichment of your life. The people who have come and enriched your life. So it's a good experience to do.
Very good. Let's see, you've got a number of books, obviously.
Yes, I do. And
working on some new stuff?
Yes, I got another one coming up about therapy and what people experience in therapy and how they live, how they improve their life in the course of therapy. That'll be coming out hopefully within the next couple months. So I'm working on it today, actually. So I took a break to come here. And
then you're going back to work.
But today I just wanted to share this idea about journaling, because really this is a thing that's important. If you're trying to improve your life, journal. If you're trying to think through your life, journal. If you're trying to process a trauma in your life, journal. If you're trying to reach into the new direction for the future, journal. If you want to reach some kind of a goal, journal. If you have an idea you want to develop, journal. It's a way to get your thinking organized and get your life organized and move forward. You'll be more productive.
And start it on International Women's Day.
Take the topic of the women of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, in the first couple of pages here, I have that, the important people in your life.
Oh, you do?
So I can change that to the important women in your life.
Right,
And you name, 5 or 10 women in your life. I can go back to a woman in my life that was in 5th grade. And she was a teacher. And teachers really are very important to
heck yeah.
Not all teachers.
Right.
Usually 1 or 2.
Yep.
And in 5th grade, she encouraged me to write. So that came from my 5th grade teacher. In university, I had a woman teacher that brought me into psychology. I'm in psychology today because of her.
Wow.
And over the years, I've had 6 women who have been teachers and professors in my life. I've had men too, but they've been very effective and very important in my life. So we all have these. So record them.
Yeah.
Honor them.
Honor them. Dr. Hedberg, thank you very much. Your show.
Yeah, there you are. And
quick reminder, your show is every first
the first Wednesday,
First
of
Wednesday.
the month, and Psychology for Today.
At 4 p.m., right?
Yes, that's right.
Live at 4 p.m.
And you can catch it on YouTube
Yep,
anytime.
anytime. There you go. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Nice
it.
to
That
be
was
here.
good. Now, and if people want to get
Yes, if they want to get of course, you can get it at Barnes & Noble, and you can get it at Amazon, obviously. But you can get it at my website, www.booksbyhedberg.com.
Perfect.
And pick it up.
Pick it up. Yeah, this will walk you through journaling. So, all right. Thanks again. See you soon.
Bye for now.
All right. I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. Coming up at 1 o'clock, Sheldon Baker will join you with the 420 area code, and then we'll be back around 2 with more live local guests. So stay with us here at Central Valley Talk. I'm Austin Reed.
Okay. We did.